On Kisses and Hugs Club today for singles and couples. Episode 79. Between Love and Lies. The Struggle of Marital Deception. In the midst of the expansive savannah, where acacia trees stretched towards the endless horizon, resided a young storyteller named Juma and his stunning wife Nia. Their village, Kabira, was a close-knit community where everyone knew each other's tales, dreams, and struggles. Juma and Nia's love story was one for the ages, filled with romance, challenges, and valuable lessons. The beginning of their journey. Juma was known far and wide for his captivating stories that brought to life the history and legends of their people. His voice was like the rhythmic beat of the drum, and his words flowed with the grace of a river. He could weave a tale so vivid that listeners felt as if they were living the adventure themselves. From the epic journeys of ancient heroes to the mischievous deeds of spirits, Juma's stories enchanted everyone in the village. Nia, on the other hand, was celebrated for her unparalleled beauty and wisdom. Her grace was matched by her exceptional skill in weaving the most intricate patterns into the village's garments. Her creations were not just clothing but stories themselves, each thread telling a tale of love, tradition, and dreams. She was admired not only for her artistry but also for her kind heart and deep understanding of the human spirit. Juma and Nia's paths first crossed at a tranquil riverbank during a serene afternoon. Juma had come to gather inspiration from the flowing water and the lush greenery, while Nia was there collecting herbs for her weaving dyes. As they both paused to rest by the river, Juma struck up a conversation, enchanted by Nia's graceful presence and the gentle way she spoke. Nia, in turn, was drawn to Juma's insightful observations and the warmth in his voice. It was in this peaceful, natural setting that Juma felt an instant connection, realizing that Nia was someone he wanted to cherish and share his life with. Their courtship was a beautiful dance of affection and respect. Juma would mesmerize Nia with stories of brave warriors and enchanting spirits, recounting tales that left her dreaming of adventures and wonders. Nia, with a heart full of love, would gift Juma with woven garments that told the story of their growing affection. Their union was celebrated in a grand ceremony, with the entire village attending to bless their marriage with songs, dances, and heartfelt gifts. The trials and tribulations. As with all great stories, theirs was not without its trials. While the initial days of their marriage were filled with joy and laughter, the inevitable challenges of life began to surface. The once harmonious melody of their love was occasionally interrupted by discord, much like the unpredictable African weather. Juma, a man of words and creativity, often found himself frustrated when his artistic flow was interrupted. His temper, quick to flare, made it difficult for him to manage the small irritations that came with daily life. Nia, with her calm and patient demeanor, struggled to navigate Juma's fiery outbursts. Her attempts to soothe and understand him often seemed to be met with impatience, leaving her feeling alone in her efforts. One evening, after an exhausting day of storytelling, Juma returned home to find that Nia had not prepared his favorite meal. The day's frustrations, combined with his hunger, led him to raise his voice in irritation. Nia, who had been caught up in her own troubles, tried to respond with a soft tone, but the hurt in her eyes was unmistakable. Their argument continued into the night, and for the first time, they went to bed with unresolved anger. That night, as Nia lay in bed, she found herself visited in a dream by Jesus. In the dream, Jesus's voice was as gentle as the evening breeze. "Dear child," he began, "marriage requires patience, understanding, and care to grow strong. Do not let the sun set on your anger. Speak with kindness, and always remember to appreciate the small things." Nia awoke with a renewed sense of purpose. The wisdom of Jesus's words resonated deeply within her. She shared the dream with Juma the next morning, who listened intently. Recognizing the truth in Jesus' advice, Juma promised never to let anger linger between them. They both agreed to resolve their disagreements before the night ended, no matter how challenging the conversation might be. The lessons of harmony. With this new understanding, Juma and Nia set out to practice the art of gentle communication. They learned to address each other's shortcomings with patience and love, rather than with frustration and anger. Juma understood that Nia was his partner, not someone to be controlled or criticized harshly. Nia, in turn, began to express her opinions and feelings more openly, ensuring they were shared with respect and care. Whenever they sensed a disagreement brewing, they made a conscious effort to pause, take a deep breath, and approach the situation calmly. They found that giving soft answers and speaking with kindness helped to diffuse tension and prevent anger from taking root. By focusing on understanding each other's perspectives, they strengthened their bond. Their efforts were not in vain. The love between Juma and Nia grew stronger, and their relationship deepened. The village, observing the positive changes in their interactions, saw their story as an example of love and resilience. Juma and Nia became a source of inspiration for other couples in Kabira, demonstrating that even the most challenging problems could be resolved with patience and mutual respect. The power of compliments. As Juma and Nia continued to nurture their relationship, they discovered the profound impact of compliments. They made it a daily practice to express appreciation for each other's qualities and efforts. Juma would admire Nia's beautiful weavings and acknowledge the care she put into each piece. Nia, in turn, praised Juma's captivating stories and the passion he brought to his craft. These small acts of affirmation created a reservoir of goodwill and happiness in their marriage. Nia, whose love language was words of affirmation, thrived on Juma's compliments. She felt cherished and valued, and her heart swelled with love. In response, she showered Juma with kindness and affection, reinforcing their emotional connection. Juma, though not as reliant on verbal praise, began to understand the importance of acknowledging and celebrating his wife's efforts. He saw how Nia's spirits lifted with each compliment, and he realized that these expressions of appreciation were not just gestures, but vital components of a healthy, loving relationship. A tragic turn. Despite their best efforts, their story was not without its share of tragedy. As time went on, Juma began to struggle with writer's block. His once flowing creativity seemed to have dried up, and he felt the weight of his inability to captivate his audience. Determined to regain his spark, Juma devoted all his energy to his craft, inadvertently neglecting his wife in the process. Nia, feeling increasingly overlooked and unappreciated, attempted to communicate her needs to Juma. She reached out with her feelings, hoping he would understand her loneliness. However, Juma, absorbed in his struggle and feeling overwhelmed, dismissed her concerns as unrealistic and misplaced. His frustration and impatience only worsened, leading to more frequent arguments. In her vulnerability, Nia found herself drawn to Karto, a charming trader who had recently arrived in the village. Karto was attentive and kind, always ready with a listening ear and comforting words. His warmth provided a temporary refuge from Nia's troubles at home. One evening, after another heated argument with Juma, Nia sought solace in Karto's company. The temptation. Under the moonlit sky, Karto and Nia sat by the riverbank, discussing their lives and dreams. As the night grew darker, Karto's intentions became clear. He moved closer to Nia, his gaze filled with a mix of longing and determination. That night, Nia, overwhelmed by her emotions and the comfort Karto provided, almost gave in to the temptation of finding solace in his arms. Initially, Nia brushed off the incident, believing it to be a fleeting lapse that would not happen again. She returned home and kept the encounter a secret from Juma, vowing to herself that such a lapse would not recur. However, Karto, resolute in his mission, pursued her once more. One evening, as Nia and Karto were again by the riverbank, Juma stumbled upon them unexpectedly. He saw them holding hands intimately, and his heart shattered at the sight. The betrayal was palpable, and Juma's anguish was evident as he confronted the situation. Juma reported the matter to the village elders, who acted swiftly to address the issue. The elders called for a meeting to discuss the gravity of the situation. Nia, facing the scrutiny of the village, explained her vulnerability and how Juma's neglect had led her to seek comfort elsewhere. The village elders listened with empathy and understanding, recognizing the complexities of their situation. The resolution. The elders decided that Karto should be sent out of the village never to return. His actions had caused harm to a cherished member of their community, and his departure was necessary to restore harmony. The village rallied around Juma and Nia, offering support and guidance as they navigated the difficult path ahead. Nia, with a heavy heart, broke down and confessed everything to Juma. She spoke of her loneliness, her struggles, and how close she had come to compromising their marriage. Juma listened with a breaking heart, realizing how his own actions and neglect had contributed to the situation. With tears in his eyes, Juma embraced Nia, apologizing for his faults and promising to make changes. Nia, too, apologized for seeking solace elsewhere instead of working through their problems together. They both vowed to rebuild their marriage on a foundation of trust, love, and understanding. The lesson of endurance. Juma and Nia's near-tragic experience taught them about the fragility of life and the strength of their bond. They came to understand that every moment together was precious, and that their love could overcome any obstacle. Their story became a legend in Kabira, a testament to the power of love, patience, and perseverance. They worked diligently to mend their relationship, embracing the lessons they had learned. Juma found new inspiration in their trials and began crafting stories that reflected their journey and the wisdom they had gained. His tales took on a new depth, resonating with the experiences of love and redemption. Nia's weavings became even more intricate, symbolizing the complexity and beauty of their renewed love. Each piece was a testament to their journey and a reflection of the growth they had experienced. The village admired their resilience and celebrated their renewed bond. The legacy. As Juma and Nia continued to nurture their relationship, they built a family and lived to see their children and grandchildren grow. Their love story was passed down through generations, becoming a beacon of hope and wisdom for all who heard it. They celebrated many years together, their lives enriched by the lessons they had learned and the love they had cultivated. Their tale was recounted around firesides and shared with young couples as a reminder of the enduring power of love and the importance of patience and understanding. The villagers often spoke of Juma and Nia's story as an example of how, even in the face of adversity, love could triumph when nurtured with care and respect. A message for all. The tale of Juma and Nia serves as a timeless reminder that a happy and enduring marriage is within reach for those who are willing to invest effort, patience, and a willingness to grow. It teaches us that resolving conflicts with kindness, never letting anger fester, and appreciating our partners every day are essential components of a lasting relationship. As the elders in Kabira would say, "May your love be as enduring as the baobab tree, and may your marriage be blessed with joy and harmony." This message, passed down through the generations, continues to inspire and guide couples, reminding them of the power of love and the importance of nurturing it with understanding and care.
Do you want more? Read the full blog by clicking on the link in bio. or description to navigate to the devotionals, or go to www.kissesandhugs.org. Watch full video on youtube.com/@PastorDunamis. For one-on-one therapy, counseling, or an intervention in your marriage or relationship, go to bit.ly/therapy needed. To get courses for singles and couples, go to bit.ly/course. To partner with us, go to www.kissesandhugs.org/give.